Welcome once again. In this class, I would like to explain about isometric view. Actually, this isometric drawing is drawn to understand the machine parts with the three dimensions, that is length, its height and depth. This isometric drawing are divided into two types. One is isometric view and the other is isometric projection. So isometric drawing is a pictorial projection in which all three dimensions of an object are shown in one view and their actual sizes can be measured directly from it. In this 3D drawing of an object, all three-dimensional axes are maintained at equal inclinations, that is about 120 degrees with each other. 3D drawings can be drawn in numerous ways as shown below. All these drawings may be called three-dimensional drawings or photographic or pictorial drawings. Here no specific relation between H, L and D axis is maintained. Type 1, type 2, type 1 is towards left and type 2 is towards right. This is a converging type drawing, or it can be seen that these lines are converging to a point at infinity. So here no specific relation between L, D and H are maintained. But here this length, height and depth are inclined at 120 degree each other. Hence it is called an isometric drawing. These angles are 120 degree with each other. And this angle, we can say, if a line is drawn horizontally, this angle will be 30 degree and this angle also will be 30 degree. This is the isometric view of a cube. Here also, if you draw a line here, you can see that this angle will be 30 degree. So the purpose of isometric drawing is to understand overall shape, size and appearance of an object prior to its production in an industry. So it gives a clear-cut idea about the object which is being to be produced in an industry. So these axes are known as isometric axes, and lines drawn parallel to these axes are called isometric lines. Here the line from this are parallel to line AN and vertical lines are parallel to AH and lines towards left are parallel to line AD. These are isometric lines, and these planes are also known as isometric planes. This is the front view, this is the top view, this is the side view. Isometric drawing are of two types. One is isometric view and the other is isometric projection. In isometric view, the actual dimensions are taken and it is drawn. So it gives the clear image of the object. Isometric projection also gives the clear image, but the dimensions are much reduced from the isometric view. So before constructing an isometric projection, the isometric scale is constructed. The method of constructing isometric scale is as given here. First of all, draw a line AB. Then two lines are drawn, one at 30 degree and other at 45 degree. So AC at 30 degree and AD at 45 degree. Now the actual dimensions that have to be drawn for an object is marked on the true length or marked on the line AD, and lines are drawn perpendicular to line AB. So from point 4 it is drawn towards B perpendicular to line AB, and this point gives, or this dimension from A to this point gives the isometric length of the dimension from A to D. Similarly, these points also are projected downwards and we get the isometric dimensions from this line. And this dimension is taken on compass or on a divider and marked to draw the isometric projection. So the isometric scale is a reduction in approximately about 0.82, or it is reduced to 82%, and those lengths are known as isometric lengths. So here are some plane figures. We can draw the isometric view of the plane figures. First of all, a rectangle. The front view, it is drawn like this. So this is the actual dimension of AB, BC, CD and DA are marked here. AB, BC, CD and DA. In top view also we can draw like this. Here this angle is taken as 30 degree. In this case, this angle and this angle are taken as 30 degree each. A triangle. If you want to draw a triangle, first of all enclose it in a rectangle. Now the rectangle is drawn as front view and this triangle is inserted here. That is the method of drawing a triangle. In top view, first of all draw the rectangle in top view, then insert the triangle in it. So here the distance B3 is marked as B3 here, B3 again marked as B3 here, and so on. A pentagon. First of all enclose it in a rectangle. Then that rectangle is produced as isometric view. Now the points 1A is marked here, 2B is marked here, 3C is marked here, and 4D is marked here, and 4E is marked here. And join these points we get the pentagon in the front view. Similarly, it can be drawn in the top view as well. Draw isometric view of a circle. First of all, enclose it in a square. So the circle is enclosed in a square. Next step is draw the isometric view of the square. Mark the midpoints. Join to these midpoints from this corner and from this corner. Please note that the longest diagonal is excluded and these lines are drawn from these corners. Now name it as 1, 2, 3, 4. First of all, with the center as 1 and 1A as radius, draw an arc. Next, 2 as center and 2D as radius, draw an arc. Similarly at 3 and 4. Now 4 as center and 4B as radius. Again 3 as center and 3A as radius, draw an arc. These are drawn using compasses. So in the front view also it can be drawn. So this diagonal is excluded and these lines are drawn from these two corners. Now with 1 as center and 1A as radius, draw an arc. Now 2 as center and 2D as radius, draw an arc. Now 3 as center and 3A as radius, draw an arc. 4 as center and 4B as radius, draw an arc. That is the method. So the circle will be seen as an ellipse in the isometric view. Another example. To draw this in isometric scale, first of all it is divided into two. It is separated. I now consider this as a square and next as a square, and it can be drawn. So this is the method of drawing arc and lines together. First of all, the arc is drawn and lines are continued from the arc. That is the method of drawing. In front view also we can draw it in the same way. To draw a hexagon, first of all enclose it in a rectangle. Now the rectangle is drawn and it is reproduced. In front view, then in top view, rectangle is drawn first and it is reproduced. Circle. Front view, and top view. Semicircle. Isometric view of base of a pentagonal pyramid standing on HP. Now the isometric view of pentagonal pyramid standing on HP. For that the top view is drawn first. Now mark its height from the center and join the sides. So this portion cannot be seen. These lines also would have in dashed line. Isometric view of pentagonal prism lying on HP. So as it is lying, we have to draw the front view. Now the depth is drawn. Isometric view of a hexagonal prism standing on HP. For that, the top view is drawn first. Now its height is marked. Cylinder lying on HP. Its front view is drawn. Now draw its depth, and the box is constructed. A rectangular box is constructed. Its back side is also drawn. Now join these two, this side and the other side. So this portion is hidden. That is erased or can be drawn in hidden lines. A cylinder standing on HP. First of all, draw its top view. Its height is drawn. Two sides are drawn, and this portion is hidden. Half cylinder lying on HP. The box is constructed, its front view is constructed, the back side is constructed, it is drawn, and two more lines are one from here and one from here. This portion is hidden. A half cylinder standing on HP. Isometric view of a frustum of square pyramid standing on HP on its larger base. So this is the front view and top view of the frustum of a square pyramid. Its base is square and its top is also square. Base side 40 and top side 20. Its height is 60 millimeter. So first of all, draw the top view of the base. And the full box is constructed. At the top, its center is marked. Now the smaller square, that is 20 millimeter size, is constructed here. Now join these points. All these edges are marked towards the bottom. Here is also one more line. So this gives the frustum of a square pyramid. Projections of frustum of pentagonal pyramid are given. Draw its isometric view. So pentagonal pyramid is given. Its top portion is cut off. So that is the frustum of a pentagonal pyramid. It is enclosed in a square, in a rectangle. So the top view of the base is drawn first. It is projected upwards. Its height is marked 60 millimeter from the center. It is constructed, and from there this distance is marked towards its center. 20 millimeter side is marked, and the edges are drawn. Isometric view of frustum of a pentagonal pyramid. Isometric view of the frustum of cone standing on HP on its larger base. So it's a cut portion of a cone or frustum of a cone. Its base is 40 millimeter diameter and top diameter 20 millimeter, height 60 millimeter. First of all, draw the top view of the base. So this is 40 millimeter square. This is also 40 millimeter square. Inside the 40 millimeter square, we have to construct a 20 millimeter square. In it, construct the circle. Construct the circle in the top view as well. Now join these two with the two lines. A square pyramid of 30 millimeter base sides and 50 millimeter long axis is centrally placed on the top of a cube of 50 millimeter long edges. Draw isometric view of the pair. So first of all, the cube is drawn. Because the square pyramid is standing on a cube. Above this, the square pyramid has to be drawn. For that, square pyramid of base 30 millimeter. So this is 30 millimeter base. Now its height is marked 50 millimeter and join these points. A triangular pyramid of 30 millimeter base sides and 50 millimeter long axis is centrally placed on the top of a cube of 50 millimeter long edges. Draw isometric view of the pair. So first of all, the cube is drawn with the 50 millimeter sides. The triangular pyramid of 30 millimeter base side. So a triangle of 30 millimeter side is drawn first. Its points are marked, its center is marked. ABC is the triangle. So it has to be reproduced at the center. So this is center O and this is point P. So this is A and B. Point C is marked. And its size, height is 50 millimeter. So 50 millimeter height is marked. And the edges are drawn. A cylinder is pierced centrally through a square plate which comes out equally from both faces of plate. If its front view and top view are as shown, draw the isometric view. So this is a square plate and the cylinder is pierced through it and comes out 30 millimeter at the top and 30 millimeter below it. The thickness of the cylinder is 10 millimeter and its diameter is 30. This is a square 50 millimeter size. So first of all, draw the square. Draw the square first. Now the cylinder is pierced through this. So a circle is drawn with the 30 millimeter diameter. That is side 30 millimeter. Its height is also 30 millimeter. So from here a 30 millimeter height is drawn. Another ellipse is constructed at the top. It cannot be seen, and it is piercing outwards at the back also. So this is how a cylinder piercing out of a cube, a square plate. A circular plate is pierced through centrally by a square pyramid which comes out equally from both faces of plate. Its front view and top view are shown. Draw the isometric view. As in the above case, the square this plate is drawn first. (10mm) height. This plate is drawn first, and it is a 40 square. A square plate of 10mm height is drawn first. So above this, the height is 30 millimeter, and from this point also it is 30 millimeter onwards. Front view and top view of an object are given. Draw its isometric view. It is a cylindrical portion with a cutting at the top, 20 millimeter depth and 10 millimeter width. So the base is drawn first, and this top portion is drawn. So it cannot be seen. These are hidden portions. This is hidden. So thank you for watching. It will be continued in second part. More problems are added in second part as well. Thank you.